So this morning we're on our way to the Pinnacle, which we're going to rebrand as Atlas at Pinnacle.
Atlas at Lewisville.
Atlas at Lewisville, yeah.
That's right.
A new apartment that we got under contract here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro in Lewisville, Texas. So we got...
which is a suburb of DFW in North Dallas area, right?
Yeah.
But with all these belt roads and highways, you can get anywhere in the city pretty quick. So, well, there was a bit of traffic yesterday as we were commuting. So we're gonna go there. We're gonna meet the current property manager. And a lot of times we buy apartments, we want to retain the team members that are there on site, and she was excellent. So we're hoping to be able to keep her. But we're in discussions with our new property manager. So she works for the current property management company that manages the property. We're hoping to
keep her on.
But we'll see how that turns out. So we got to meet her in a moment.
We'll also be meeting Craig Armstrong, who's our asset manager who lives here in Dallas. Very strong asset management experience.
Yeah, definitely a seasoned guy. He knows his stuff. So we're gonna get him to show us around that neighborhood as well when we go there. But just being with him for a couple hours yesterday, I was learning a few things myself from him. So he oversees the new property management company that's overseeing the property, and they were already in discussions. They were actually going for a meeting yesterday to come up with their plans for their renovations strategy that we have on this.
And review contracts. Yeah, so when you purchase a property, you're normally assuming contracts that are in place, like things like laundry or cable and internet, other services like landscaping or pool contracts. So they spent time yesterday going through all the contracts to see which contracts they want to keep in place, which they thought, which ones they thought they could improve on or have better, better contacts for these various contracts. So, but overall, the property that we looked at yesterday showed really well. Landscaping was done very good. Yeah. So the landscaping was great. Just the general maintenance and upkeep of the property is in great shape.
Particularly because this is a debt distress deal where the seller bought at the top of the market, didn't put the best type of debt on it, the type of debt we're putting on, and which is fixed for 5 years debt on their interest only, and they got themselves in trouble. So we're going to be buying it at a huge discount from what they bought it and the amount of capital expenditure they've spent on the property. So so he's, we're going to go in there and try to improve things. And usually when you have a distress deal, being debt distress or operational distress, because there is no capital left for the team, it creates a lot of deferred maintenance. It creates a lot of dilapidated apartment communities. So we haven't seen that there. They've kept everything in tip-top shape. Like landscaping is one of the first things that goes. So we were excited to see the quality. And then the other very important point that I'm sure we're going to touch on was that they call a lot of units that haven't been renovated classic units. But when we walk some of those classic units, there's been some level of renovations done on them.
That's right. Yeah.
So they're not pure classic. So we don't have to go in and bring them all the way from classic into the modern style that we renovate. There's, the appliances have been updated, so we don't have to update that. So there is some cost savings there that we're excited about, that which we already accounted for. Now we'd have to kind of, don't have to spend as much anymore. So.
Correct, yeah. Yeah, so initially we were, there's 35 classic units that still remain on this property that we are planning to renovate. And we set aside, a little over $10,000 per unit to renovate these units. But now after we're seeing the classics a little bit more in detail, we have more than enough equity for doing those renovations. It's, they're pretty simple, like countertops, maybe some paint, and the cabinets with a new facing. So, just a couple $1,000 as opposed to the $10,000 or $11,000 that we have budgeted for those renovations. So that's going to be a big savings that we could either put that money to use in other areas for more curb appeal or long-term preventative maintenance items. There is improvements that we see with at least landscaping that could be done with drainage, things like that. But overall, the property shows very well, has been kept in really great condition, and excited.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so in DFW here, that's the number one metro for basically U.S. population growth here. They got over 7.6 million residents, and about 150,000 people move here a year.
In the Metroplex, they call it.
Metroplex,
because Dallas and Fort Worth are combining together, creating one mega city, one Metroplex.
Yeah. In addition to that, they've added since 2019 about 600,000 jobs, which is a 16% growth rate. So not only population in migration coming into Dallas Fort Worth, but like the employment is also supporting that too, and the employment growth that's growing here. There's more than 24 Fortune 500 companies that are headquartered here in the DFW market. So huge economy compared to anywhere else in the nation. Texas in general is the 8th largest economy in the world.
If it was a country, yeah.
If it was a country, a bigger economy than Canada, Russia, and Korea.
Yes.
So it's
South Korea, yeah.
Huge economic driver that's here in Dallas.
Both of our lawyers, our Canadian lawyer and our U.S. lawyer, are headquartered here in Dallas. So we're going to be having lunch with them and dinner with them tonight. So
where the property sits is in Lewisville, and Lewisville is basically a suburb in north of Dallas and Fort Worth, and it's also grown exponentially over the last 10 years, about 10% overall in the last 10 years, and that's it's been compounding over year. So where the property sits, just off the highway, off Interstate 35. So it's easy access to the airport, to other parts of DFW. It's only 15 minutes from the DFW airport. Of course, there's the transportation, manufacturing, warehouses, all within that area. So
yes.
Lots of supporting jobs for the demographics that would be renting this type of property.
And that's what both Greg Armstrong, our asset manager, and the property manager, what was her name? Do you remember?
I don't.
Yeah, they were both talking about how tenants love this property because of its proximity to the highway and where it's located. It's just, aside from being such a nicely kept and managed property, and the beautiful units, the townhouse shape type of units that we're going to go look at, but aside from that, it's just its location and its proximity to the interstate.
The submarket also benefits from basically proximity to very high income neighborhood cities like Flower Mound and Cobble, which we had lunch in Cobble yesterday. Very nice areas and nice homes that are in that submarket. Also around I-35, not only do you have DFW Airport within 15 minutes, you've got other key distribution centers. You got Kellogg that's there, like Kellogg cereal. Flexport and Ream are also major users of the industrial space in that particular submarket. So DFW over the last couple of years has gone through a major supply boom. Interest rates were at an all-time low, which gave builders the chance to come in and build thousands of multifamily apartments in and around DFW. And so there was a huge supply of new properties that came onto the market, which has basically a negative effect for many of the existing properties. It brings down the occupancy. It could bring down rent growth because these new properties are basically absorbing all those new tenants. Or as the population grows, those new tenants have to go somewhere. So they're typically going towards these newly developed properties.
When you have brand new property coming online and they have to drop rents to bring their occupancy up because they're sitting as a 300 unit apartment community sitting at 0% occupancy. They got to give concessions, drop rents to bring people in and fill that up. Now that's going to have an effect on the Class B property that's nearby. The person there is going to be like, hey, instead of living here, I'm just going to go into a brand new property, which then now the Class B has to reduce their rents, Class C has to reduce their rents. So yeah, supply coming online has a downward effect on rents and occupancy. So yeah, keep going with that, Paul.
But so because now that wave is completed, and basically at the start of 2026, there was basically a drop in new supply coming on the market. So that wave has stopped, and now things are being absorbed, things are starting to stabilize, and we're actually starting to see improvements in certain areas, including Lewisville. For example, we went to a couple other properties that are comparables to our property and found out that they stopped giving concessions. They were no longer giving concessions to tenants for moving in. Their vacancy is quite low, so their occupancy is sitting around 95%, and starting to increase their rents. So we're already seeing improvements on those properties that are surrounding our particular property. That supply wave really is now no longer affecting the rent growth and the absorption and the occupancy within this particular submarket.
Mm-hmm. Some of these major metros like DFW, Austin felt the same thing, even though it's much smaller than DFW, but Tampa faced the same thing. So you see that with a lot of these markets that are growth markets, that they go through these cycles where there's so much demand and the debt markets are favorable. So developers come in, and developers are opportunistic. They're not always building, but when the things make sense, when the market makes sense, they start building. So a lot of developers built, a lot of supply here came online, had a downward effect on rents and occupancy and concessions. However, now when we look at data on new constructions, it's as if it's fallen off a cliff. There hasn't been a lot of new supply coming online. Absorption has taken care of all the supply that has already come online. So we're basically coming out of a bust cycle for multifamily, and we're excited to kind of catch the deal that we've got here, where somebody else, was too aggressive and bought this at peak of the market on not very favorable debt, and we're coming in there and buying this thing at a 30% discount to what they bought it for and what the market was then, and we're reaping the benefits on our investors.
Absolutely, yeah. Something like 150 to 170,000 new units came online in the last basically 5 years. So that's a huge amount of supply that came on, which obviously affects everything. But yeah, the production has stopped, and things are starting to normalize. So you can see where.
Look at Amazon Distribution Center.
Yeah, Amazon Distribution Center.
Look at the size of that thing.
Yeah, here and here. So we're only 6 minutes or 6 miles away from the property. 36B. Yep. Yeah, only 6 miles away from the property, and we got Amazon warehouse. So we're coming up to basically US 141. We just came off of 635.
And the airport is right down here too.
Yes. Right? So we're about a mile away from the property right now, and so you can see that area looks nice and clean. It's a good submarket. You've got other apartment buildings that are in the area that are very well kept up. Some of the homes in the neighborhoods that we drove by, beautiful homes, and not too far off are quite expensive homes in affluent neighborhoods. But this is definitely a great little submarket of Lewisville.
We've got a few down that they're coming in today to pull them right back up. We had a storm over the weekend.
Yeah.
That really just did.
Oh, look at that.
Us dirty.
No, we still have 7 offline, but they're coming on Tuesday to fix that.
Nice.
So do you contract with a service for those?
Yeah, so they remain affordable.
Okay, good.
They're awesome. They're here when we need them. We're really good at keeping them up at all times. But
That's
you
great.
can really get us dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of rain.
Well, and
And
then
a
this
little
week,
wind.
extra bonus, we had someone run into the Spectrum hole.
Oh yeah, great.
So we kind of took some things, but it's right on mine, so everything's good.
Perfect.
Did he like a lot?
Yes.
Sure, please.
I'm
No,
shorter, so it's far way down.
All right, go ahead, Paul.
Thank you.
Life is definitely better to be. Sure for sure. All right, my love, I'll be right back. So we'll start here or there.
Yeah, we'll start it. Yeah.
So
Are you?
here,
There you
Oh,
go.
there we go. Yeah.
those are going to be the pool bathrooms so that our Pinnacle neighbors do not have to go to their apartments to use the restroom.
This is the
Everything has code. This is a 24-hour workout facility. It's got a little bit of everything in it.
Yeah.
We have the dance studio, free weights, medicine ball, fans, yoga mats, yoga ball. And then I change the music to whatever the person wants. And we have, again, cameras everywhere.
Yes, it's perfect.
free weights machines.
All the things. Please watch your step. It's got my stuff on it. So this is the pool. Being a small community, there really is no need for a big Olympic-sized pool, a spa, and et cetera, et cetera. So this pool stays open all year. It is that blue all year, so if they want to jump in on the 1st of January, it still may be 80 degrees. And it's outside, so.
Perfect.
You know, Pinnacle, USPC would be a great management company to keep. I'll be there. So this is the clubhouse. We have once a month events at the clubhouse. One of which is actually coming up. We're gonna have a Pop-Tart party. So the Pop-Tart party is gonna be, how long has anybody been since anybody had a Pop-Tart? Pop-Tart, ice cream. We're going to be decorating the Pop-Tarts with the kiddos. We have Yappy Hour. I love tacos and fajita day. Anything my little brain can cook up is what we do, and they have a fun. This is one of the contributing factors why this community is a community instead of a complex. They come to these events, get to know each other, and I mean, friends make the best neighbors, and vice versa, right?
Yeah. And you live here too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. I would have it no other way.
Yeah.
About $2.5 million into this property.
Mm-hmm.
So he definitely cared for the property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's done well. Yeah, everything
I've
looks.
just been given the task to maintain it. So
You've done well. You've done well.
I think it takes care of itself. It's
Yeah.
a community that cares. As we walk through the community, you're going to see a lot of them have decorated their patios. They care about being here.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
All right, we're going
wanna head out that way?
Yeah.
There you go.
Being one of the amenities of the community, we have the pool, we have the 2 outdoor kitchens. There is a pergola at the far end that lights up at night. We have a bark park, a playground, and again, the community is so small you can see it from front to end. That's how small we are. So it's not a big, huge complex. We are indeed a little community.
Sounds like you're also policing a lot of the neighbors
Yeah.
too, with
Yeah.
with litter and and their dogs as well, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Some of the communities in the area, while they are fantabulous, they're not paying attention to those things.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it makes a big difference, the curb appeal.
The very first thing that people see.
Yeah.
So this is one of the outdoor kitchens. We had talked yesterday about some of our Pinnacle neighbors getting a big screen and having a little family get together. out here. So this is the kind of things that this community does. They get together, they hang out, they come to do barbecues together, they get by the pool and do barbecues. If I'm here, if I see people by the pool, it's popsicles immediately to everybody. The kids love it. Very, very, very quiet. Although we are located within 2 miles of 35 and 121, you're not hearing that traffic, but we're super centrally located as well. All right. Apologize for that. I feel like a janitor sometimes.
All right, nice. So this is a fully renovated unit?
Yes. So this is the Vail floor plan. We have 3 floor plans here at the Pinnacle. We have the Aspen, the Tahoe, which is a townhouse, and then we have the Vail floor plan. The Vail floor plan that we're in is 929 square feet. Some of the things that the renovated or premium apartment homes are going to feature are the LED fireplace with remote control and heater. You're going to have the mantles, the mosaic tile. You're going to have the granite countertops or quartz. A majority of them also have the backsplashes. All of them feature the custom cabinetry, the black satin finishes, the black appliances, and the wood-inspired flooring. So if you will, just kind of walk through and take a peek. And then when he comes back, we'll talk about the other. As well as you have another closet here, so you've got lots of opportunity to store things.
That's great.
A lot of my future neighbors really like is the fact that they installed shoe shelves. Some of us have a mean shoe game, so I enjoy having a shoe shelf. There's just something to be said. A lot of communities don't do that. They don't put that extra thought into it.
Right.
This is what's called a,
With a mini model.
absolutely. So this is what's called,
So you don't need to have a full model.
that's correct. So we talked about the fact that this is the Vail floor plan. The difference between the Vail floor plan, which is 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and the Aspen floor plan is simply that there would not be a bedroom right there. So all of this would be the Vail floor plan. The Tahoe, which is the townhouse floor plan, is 743 square feet. It actually features 2 floors. The bedroom is redonkulous. It's a whopping 20 by 13 square feet. I am one of the fortunate neighbors that has that floor plan.
Yeah.
They very rarely come up available because it is my most popular floor plan, but when they do, they get swooped right up. The very last one I had became available, went on market last month and was snagged up the day after it came on market. It's at $1,300 a month.
Units like this, is it just to bring it to the market, you know?
Yeah, so for the units that are already renovated, generally there's a premium, right?
Correct.
Michelle, over the classic units, the ones that haven't been renovated. So then the strategy is to bring those units to this condition. Generally as those units are vacated. We're not gonna move tenants out or anything like that to do that strategy, but then this will be the quality that all the units will be brought.
Right. We don't have a very high turnover, so there has not been a big opportunity to renovate the classics because they don't move. They literally do not move.
And the classics do provide an income difference for people who are
Correct.
looking for that, to allow us to bring people in at
Correct.
different price points.
Correct.
What number of classics do you have, Michelle, now?
I want to say,
It's about 35, isn't it?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
35.
Thank you. Yeah, that's probably accurate.
But it's 35
Yeah.
that haven't been
Yep.
updated.
We are currently doing soft updates, just not the full renovation. So yeah, we won't keep up with the times. We just want to make sure there's a differential. You know, we're not spending a lot of money trying to turn an apartment and then asking for just a little bit more,
Yeah.
a little less.
The real difference is that the ones that haven't been updated don't have the fireplace,
Correct.
right? They have a bar
Correct.
generally in that spot.
We have one apartment on the whole community that does not have a bar or a fireplace. We actually walked that apartment yesterday. That was 1013, the townhouse that we saw that's leased, the only unit. However, a majority of the classics are going to have either the bar or a real fireplace. So that would be up to you as to what you decide to do. If you decide to do the LED fireplace, because again, it kind of to me it lowers the worry of that fire hazard.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it's attractive.
And
It's
they're
really
real
attractive.
functional.
Yeah.
The old style different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's a great idea to bring something in that you can keep on year round and it'll either generate heat or
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
And the
it's
house we walked yesterday had real fireplaces, which is a bit of a hazard and
yeah.
Yeah, and it
concern.
seems like a great idea, but then you're either hauling wood in and then you're hauling ashes out.
Correct.
And you don't do that very
Correct.
often.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in Dallas. Like, why would you want a
Yeah.
fireplace?
Too months out of the year,
Yeah.
then you can have a fire.
Yeah.
And it's so pretty. Fire doesn't change blue and pink and yellow. And, I have a picture on our social media of my fireplace during the wintertime. And it just lights up the whole living room. And it's
Yeah.
just this real pretty blue color. So, yeah. It definitely gives a little sense of, it's like a fancy car with ambiance lights, It's something to stand out, and that's what we want. We want to be different.
Have we seen an unrenovated unit?
We can go to 1013, which is the other
The
floor
town?
plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the business plans that we have here is to install washer dryer units in all the units, correct? So like there's already plumbing and duct here for all the washer dryers. Most of the units don't have them. Some of them already have them, about 23 units or about, yeah.
Correct.
So the plan would be to purchase more washer dryers and install them in there. That can also add with additional income items and premiums, right? So
That's right.
yeah, anything else that I guess about these closets? The nice thing too, well, there's the water heater here, but it's due to some of our inspections, it seems like we need to be replacing some of these.
Yeah, I mean, they'll replace as they fail. We
Yeah.
won't replace them as there's no reason to do that as long as they're working.
For sure.
Let them keep working.
Yep.
But as they fail, we'll replace them. And that's pretty normal anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, each different floor plan has this type of closet that allows for the washer and dryers, full hookups. And now, either residents are renting from a service or they provide their own, or they don't have any. So this way it really is an amenity and it's an additional income item for us.
And so there is a laundry facility here also on site
Correct.
too. So, but it's 2 washers, 2 dryers.
And they are owned by us, so we're not renting them. So
Yeah.
that profit goes in dry.
Yeah, perfect. And so we can evaluate it too to see what the usage is of that room,
Right.
and the laundry after installing all the units, and then
We
change
can
that.
keep it in
Yeah.
place or make an amenity.
Yeah.
And a quick point on having the plumbed already in and the HVAC there for the vent pipe. You don't have to apply for permits anymore.
Exactly,
So,
yep.
You're not doing any plumbing. All you do is you buy the washer dryer, throw it in there.
Yep.
But then the value creation is much more than what you've spent on the washer dryer units.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
actually really a missing piece that this community really needs.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Perfect. Thank you. One thing that with new builds, right? Like new builds have like 9-foot, 10-foot ceilings. So is that ever like a complaint that you get from tenants that are coming in here? They're like, oh, these are only 8-foot ceilings.
No,
And- yeah.
not ever. I've never had anyone even begin to bring up the
We didn't
the
notice
fact
it,
of
but we keep hearing about 8-foot ceilings, 8-foot ceilings. We're like, is that a stigma or something about 8-foot ceilings?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard that complaint here ever.
Yeah, perfect. And plus we have vaulted ceilings on the second floor, so
Right.
I mean that's a huge feature. So
This neighbor had been here for 10 plus years. When she moved out, she basically left it in this condition. And the next day I was able to walk someone through it and they leased it.
Wow.
it's amazing.
So let me turn, and you can tell they're doing the fixtures. They're replacing all the fixtures,
So
even the toilet.
in what condition, I guess, there's been some renovations already done on this unit, but like, so what was the condition before the renovation started? So
This had carpet the same color that
Okay.
it's in the living room,
Yeah.
excuse me, the stairwell and the
bedroom
the room.
upstairs? Yeah. So new LVP flooring that got put in.
The difference is going to be this. I'm not quite sure if they plan on making this granite or not. I would think because it is a soft reno, they may be leaving it the way it is. However, it would not surprise me with the current owner if he did turn it into granite.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll have laundry room doors. Soft renovation is also going to entail, you see they've replaced the fixtures. It will have these regular cabinet doors as opposed to the custom cabinetry that we had in the renovated unit. And the black appliances are going to update that as well. So they're doing everything. They actually, this was just that ugly faucet from earlier. I don't know if y'all saw it yesterday. Yeah, so they've updated it. My little dog loves this. I can chase her around the sink with it.
Classic units don't have microwaves either, right?
They all have microwaves.
Even the classics have
Even the
microwaves?
classics. Even the classics, that's correct.
Well, yeah, new ones.
They are just
The really old ones, they just
older.
have ventilators.
That was a change. That's one that I haven't seen.
Yeah, the two guys that have,
And I don't get very much opportunity to see those classics because they don't turn, they don't move, they don't do anything. So if you saw one, because you got to see the whole property.
that's right.
Haven't seen it. So now I know.
So those are the guys that have been there like 15 years.
Yeah.
No one
Yeah.
Yep.
their apartment for a long time.
We love
Take a walk
those kind of pinnacle neighbors, the long-term ones.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Oh, thank you. Chivalry isn't dead after all. As I was saying earlier, the renovations, the harder renovations are like the one we went through, they have the custom cabinetry. The soft reno is gonna have just the regular plain flat top.
Perfect. All right, so we're here with Craig Armstrong, who is our asset manager who lives here in Dallas. We just finished basically doing our due diligence on the Pinnacle property. And Craig, if you wouldn't mind, just give us more of your background and your experience and what you've seen here as well, and a little bit more about the market in general.
You bet. So I am from here, not really. I wasn't born here, but I've lived here a very long time, and I've been an asset manager for about 30 years, so quite a while. I started at the very end of the S&L crisis, the bank crisis here in Texas, so I was auctioning a lot of properties and dealing with workouts and that kind of thing, so I have that experience, and then I moved into asset management, and I've worked on every single property type at one period of time, but then I ended up working for one company for about 25 years, and I was solely focused on multifamily.
Nice.
So we did a lot of development, but we also acquired, kind of core plus deals, and with light value add, turn them around. So I have a lot of experience doing this, and really enjoying it, and we've got a lot of really good things going on.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, and so you being in the Dallas market for about
A long time, about 25 years in the
pretty
Dallas
much most of
market,
your career then, huh?
All my career.
Yeah. So you know the market really well.
I do.
You know Lewisville pretty well. Tell us a little bit more about
Sure.
Lewisville and what you've seen, at least, especially in the last couple of years, because of the oversupply that hit the market. But then 2026, it's a drop off in
That's right.
developments. But overall, like what's happened from your perspective over the last couple of years with occupancy, vacancy, and rents and other concessions?
Yeah, so overall in the Dallas market, that's the biggest thing has been oversupply. It's not here in this market. It's not too far from here. There's been some in kind of the Grapevine market, which is just to the kind of west of here, southwest of here. And the biggest has been, I think everybody kind of knows there's some cities here in Texas, Prosper, McKinney, where there's been a lot of growth, fastest growing cities in the country, but developers were right on that. And they overbuilt in that particular market.
Yeah.
So that market, some of the new properties have up to 12 weeks. We don't compete with that market,
Yep.
but it affects the overall market, a little bit. So we're all, Dallas, like you said, we've stopped in 26. We will have very few deliveries in 27. Things are going to turn around a little bit, but that as that has filtered down through the different property types, we've all kind of had to put some concessions on the market. But when you look at what the absorption has been, it's been crazy too by most market standards. We absorb over 10,000 units a year here plus, but then we build 20.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been the overall market's problem. But this particular market, Lewisville, it hasn't seen that. Mostly, there have been some new product, but it's further to the north.
Okay.
And what this market is really benefits from is its proximity to the airport, its proximity to Interstate 35, and that as a transportation hub. So you're between Dallas and Oklahoma City, and there are millions of square feet of industrial space, and we've talked about that. So the jobs are a great deal here, especially for this type of property. And the ability to get to the airport quickly and the airport jobs. So jobs aren't a problem here. You haven't had a lot of supply, but you do have an older property base. And, and I think that as we've talked about this particular property, the condition of it says everything compared to some of the comps they may be the same vintage, maybe a little newer, but they have not been maintained the way this property's been maintained.
Right. Yeah. And one thing that we toured a couple properties yesterday, kind of like secret shopping,
right?
The comps, and they were offering concessions over basically the last year to help with absorption of their own property, but it sounded like they were actually stopped giving concessions out on some of the properties, and they're at 90 to 95% occupied. So we already see that the shift is already happening, and the properties are adjusting for that. So it's nice to see, at least in this submarket, that the concessions are basically stopped, and that will help with organic rent growth, and keeping the overall area pretty occupied. So any more thoughts?
Yeah,
on
no,
that?
that is exactly right, and that's kind of the beauty of where these are and the vintage, and that it is a large potential resident base. They aren't looking for the Class A and all of that. They're looking for this type of property, and that's why you've seen this turn around faster than the A's and all of that they've over amenitized, and that's not this resident, but this resident, there's a high demand.
Yeah. So the demographics that are living here, and some of the residents have been living here for 15, 20 years.
15 plus.
Yeah. So they're very sticky. They've been here. They love the area. And it's more of a community feel. Like walking around, it feels like a home to a lot of people. What is, I guess, the typical job that the residents have here, and what, I know we're 15 minutes from the airport. There's lots of industrial and warehouse type of opportunities around here too. But is it a mixed bag of?
So it's a mixed bag. If you look at kind of the offering memorandum from the broker, they identified the school district and the hospital, and that's pretty standard, right?
Yeah.
Of what you'll see, because they're big job drivers, and we're within a couple miles of the regional hospital from here. So that drives some of it, but then again, there's, like I said, millions of square feet of all types of industrial here. There's a lot of retail up and down here. There's a large mall, 2 large malls actually. So it's blue collar, it's back office, but the jobs are plentiful for those type of residents.
Yeah. And job growth and overall DFW has been
Leads
through the roof. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like over 16% in the last 5 years.
And these are the sectors where most of the job growth has been. I mean, really, that's what's been driving, and the companies that have moved in to change their headquarters here. They bring their offices, but they're also supplying back office. They're, and all of that. So that is, and I would say that leads into why you're seeing the increase in occupancy and the drop in concessions is there's just a lot of demand from this type of resident.
Yeah. So let's talk about the this asset and the business plan that we have in place, and how that ties it all into our underwriting. So we're acquiring basically this property from a previous owner where they were they bought this a couple of years ago, basically at the height of the market.
Right.
The absolute wrong timing, and also the wrong type of debt that they put on on this deal. So high octane, high interest debt. And they just weren't able to make their payments anymore.
That's right.
So they're in a forced sale position by their lender, but they have also done a significant amount of improvements to this property too. Somewhere around $2.5 to $3 million worth of improvements. And I mean, we're sitting in the clubhouse, which has been renovated to great standards. But so what else needs to be done on this property, and where is the value add that is missing that we can capture on and bring this property back to its full potential?
Sure. And the good thing is that the money they put in, they were pretty smart about it. So the things we would have to do, they're already done.
Yeah.
So a lot of the systems are in really good shape. I think that the first place to start is that there are about 35 units that have not been renovated. So we call them classic units that are in close to original condition or upgraded condition, and then there are the upgraded units. And the plan is to renovate those units. Mm-hmm. We'll be smart about it. We'll figure out how we're going to do it as we go through it without, as those units turn is what we'll do those. So that's $100 plus per unit capture on that. So there's a lot of money there. The other thing that we'll do is that all of the 150 units have washer and dryer connections. We're going to put those in at a cost of about $1,000 per set. And then and so backing up a little bit, right now, there are some that the property owns. There are some that residents go and lease themselves, and they own some themselves. So it's a pretty mixed bag. And there's also a laundry room that has 2 sets of each. So that will clear up a lot for the residents. It will make it easier because they're paying about $65 to rent those units, the ones who are renting them. That's what we have the price at. Mm-hmm. So we'll do those. The plan is to do the 150 of those. That's a pretty easy process. The other thing that we're looking at, other than just maintaining what we've got, and I think that's the biggest thing, is that some things, exterior and interior, need just a little improvement, just to beautify things more than anything else.
Yeah.
And then, the other thing that we would do would be, there's a potential for 25 yards here for the pet owners or anyone else who wants a yard, and it would give extra outdoor space. And we think we could lease those for about $50 a month extra.
Yeah, absolutely. So is some of the, I guess, CapEx items that we've identified while we're here, first of all, we hired basically a third party consulting due diligence firm that has gone through the entire property and put together, they went through every unit and they put together basically a matrix of the levels of renovation and things that need to be fixed. They've also provided us a property condition assessment report, a PCA report, and just kind of reviewing through that. There weren't any necessarily red flags that were coming up in those inspections, but one of the items that we were talking about is fixing the drainage. We see that there are problems here with the drainage and runoff of water. Where the downspouts are, there aren't basically drains to run that water to basically the concrete pavements and eventually the sewers, and it's washing out certain areas. So there you can see evidence of there's been heavy rainfall here too. That
we have had a very wet spring.
Yeah.
And that is definitely, I think day one it's pretty easy, is drainage, landscaping, and including tree trimming. Those are easy things to do right off the bat. So day one, when this is ours, we'll have people in place to go do those things.
Yeah.
And those are really overall easy fixes.
Yeah. Easy to fix, easy to clean up, and
and it will beautify the property itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you walk around right now, you'll see like piles of dried up runoff and mud that it's all in the parking lots, and I'm sure the residents parking in those spaces are.
Piece of that really is the wet spring. You'd see that at my house right now.
Yeah, and that will help because this area is so clayey that there is a lot of rain that goes through, but it also absorbs, and it can affect the foundations of the property because of the swelling and contracting. So if you don't address your drainage properly, you've got foundational issues in the long run. So that has to be cleaned up and addressed. So that's we already got some CapEx money that's set aside for that. But overall, I think the budget that we have for our CapEx is very healthy for what we really need to do. And as we dig into the operations and improve the property, and through the renovating the units, the additional yards, and the cleanup, we'll reassess, I guess, where we're at with the remaining CapEx funds and what else needs to be done to basically improve. What's your thoughts on like the carports and the condition of the carports, and are we capturing enough on the rents for these carports, and is that an additional income item?
It is an additional income item
that we need to focus on.
Right, and the previous owner has started making that a mandatory fee that for $50, and we're going to continue that. There's enough parking to provide that, so that it will actually be we've talked about that a little bit. There really aren't a lot of fees at this property. That's a good thing, right? And so that we charge for cable, but we also get paid back on the cable from the provider. There's a $15 amenity fee, and then as new residents move in, mandatory carports. And in Texas, that's a big thing, especially in the spring with hailstorms and all of that. And we get enough bad weather and heat and cold that it will make a big difference. So people don't resist that. It is almost an amenity, really, to be able to provide that, and it's not something that a lot of the other properties can provide.
Yeah.
So they are. The good thing is they're easy to repair if someone runs into them. There's it's just an aluminum roof on top, and it's usually on the ends where someone might try to put a moving truck next to one, and it can be fixed the next day.
Yeah.
So that is an additional income item that they're actually getting today that we're going to continue for $50.
Amazing. Yeah. And we recently got a price discount to the price, just based on market conditions and where we're at with I guess some of our inspections, but we did get a pretty healthy discount to the price of $500,000. So that definitely helps the economics back to the investors. And so I guess overall, like what's your feel on the property versus others that you're familiar with, and at least the neighborhood, and this seems like a pretty base hit, walk in the park compared to other headaches that might be around the area and what you're used to.
It is, and it does. Yeah, when I got the call that I needed to come drive over here the first time, my head went, oh no, I know that area pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm just really not sure, and so I was more than pleasantly surprised when I first walked around the property and saw that, oh wow, there really isn't all that much that needs to be done. And the way that the grounds lay out, it's a beautiful property. And then when I did the unit walks, that reinforced it. That sometimes it can be difficult having a smaller property at only 150 units, but one of the things I like the most about this is there's only 3 unit types. It's simple: a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and then the townhome units, which stay full no matter what. And, within 1 day they're leased. Great problem to have, and that makes this type of property much easier to manage and lease. You're always going to have someone who's looking for something within that mix.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I guess we're excited.
We're excited to be working with you.
Same here.
Greg. So, and get this and head it out of the park for us and our investors. So
That's the goal.
We'll be coming down and visiting you once in a while.
Great.
But
and we'll get some barbecue next time you guys
Yeah,
come.
absolutely. Yeah.
And we have plans about communication that we're gonna meet. You meet the property manager on a weekly basis, the softwares that we are using these days, and the way we communicate. So
Yep.
we're gonna provide all those updates to
That's
our
right.
investors. So excited about utilizing technology to be up to date on what's happening and the project timeline and so on, and communications with our investors and reporting back to our investors, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that's my whole goal is to be available. I mean, it upsets me if you don't call me. If there's a reason that you need to talk to me, I don't care. Give me a call, send me a text.
Yeah.
I tell the property managers that communication's key on this type of things. We will hit the ground running on that, and it'll communicate and report.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess one last question that came to mind was for the basis that we got this, we're now at about 153 a door.
amazing.
Yeah, compared to like what you said when you first thought about coming to Lewisville, and you're like, oh man, like you've seen other properties in this area and what they've been trading for. So overall, like at 153 a door, in your thoughts, how does that compare to what we're getting versus some of the comps in the area?
It's the key, and it's pretty amazing that we're able to do that. I mean, just across the country, where are you going to find anything that's 150 door?
Yeah.
And and it's a unique situation that allows that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not believe that some of the others that are in worse condition would trade at that price without kind of the situation that this buyer got himself into.
Right.
So that alone is one of those. I mean, it's been over 10 years since that price has even been whispered. 150 a door, anywhere.
Yeah.
And in the worst markets. So that is going to help a lot.
Yeah.
The
Amazing.
basis will make a big difference.
Yeah. Amazing. All right, so we're gonna go check out a couple comps to this property here. So the nice thing about this property is it's kind of off the main road, so it is a lot more quiet, even though we're pretty close to 121 and the interstate. That it's still pretty quiet. But we're gonna go back onto the main drag here, where there's some comps that we're gonna check out. It's a well-known name here too, right?
It is.
It goes all the way down into Dallas.
It does. We have Valley View, and they all extend all the way up here.
Okay.
They, it's kind of one of the problems is for a long time Dallas got by with surface streets, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Valley View, there was a big mall closer to Dallas. Preston is another road that is actually a highway. So you could go to the right up here, and this is at one of the newer comps. It's 3-story.
2-story walk up.
Yeah. That it's newer and all of that. There are townhomes right across the way.
Is that condos or townhomes or
Condos in town. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Had a bad experience with condos through the 80s and townhomes. So different than some markets, it never picked back up. If you go to Denver, they work there.
Yep.
And they've just started to come back around here. So those are for sale. They're not rentals.
What was the issue with the?
It was people took out too much money and the loans, and you had bad developers who tried to cover both ends. They had their own financing companies, and they constructed. And so,
Or I guess it's
you're gonna be on the right.
Okay.
They weren't paying their lender for the construction, and they were pocketing the money from the people that they had sold homes to and were financing. And that happened across the market.
Oh
so
my gosh. Yeah.
it has never picked back up again. And another piece of it is our land is so cheap, that people are willing to drive a long way to have a home instead of be kind of closer in.
Yep. Pinnacle is sitting on, but we're going up to Timbers and Vines, which are two other comps that are sitting on the main road here of.
This is 121.
121.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it looks like, overall the area has a lot of amenities.
It does.
Lots of food options and
Great food
other
options.
services.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's fast food, but then there's also smaller local little restaurants that are all really good and just kind of everything that you need. Right. So it is a comp, same vintage.
Yeah, you can
That's
see.
interesting. They do have screened in porches.
Yeah.
And yeah, some wood falling off the building already. And they have put some money into some of them,
Yeah.
but it doesn't look like it's, across the board. Small number of carports,
Yep.
parking lots, not in very good condition. We were talking about
Yeah.
asphalt parking lots. Here's an asphalt parking lot in Texas.
Yeah. As well as looks like they have like a
Car wash.
station
Yeah.
here.
That was kind of a big 80s thing here that never really worked like it was supposed to. You can tell it's broken.
Yeah, and they haven't really been keeping it up and maintaining it. Yeah.
Drive the comps and to see the quality of our property compared to
100%.
what else is around. And there are some newer ones around that we don't really compete with,
Mhm.
but that's a good thing too.
Yeah. Well, the B class apartments are great because when the economy is doing well, people move from C to B.
Yep.
And if the economy doesn't do so well, people move from A to B. So B is always like kind of the conduit.
Yep.
In both cases of a good and bad economy.
Yeah, it's usually kind of, this is, in my opinion, one of the first ones down
Yep.
when things are going bad, but it doesn't have as far to fall as anyone else.
Mhm.
And it's the first one up when things start to turn around again. And they have a lot higher to go than a lot of different newer quality properties do.
So we're not too far from the property. There's a big Walmart that offers obviously everything you need. And so farm to market roads. So that's labeled FM, right?
Yeah,
FM
if you
road.
see an FN in Texas, that means farm to market. And so before there were highways, those were kind of local or state designated roads that allowed farmers to get their crops or whatever it is into the bigger cities.
Okay.
So you'll see those all over the state.
Yeah.
And some of them, like down in Austin or even San Antonio, are now major kind of 4-lane streets.
Yeah.
Telling you guys about that was the old Texas Instruments,
Oh, okay.
their campus here.
Yep.
That's why you see a water tank and all of this, and we'll just drive through this and show you. So they've made it into an office park now.
Okay.
And this piece is still TI. And a lot of the stuff they did in this particular campus was semiconductor related, and also the programming that went along with that.
Okay.
So they still do that here, but then the piece of the campus they don't need anymore is kind of like an industrial office flex space.
Got it. Okay. So the Convergence name means
That-
basically like a WeWork.
Yep.
Or got it. Okay. So it's multiple. It's a huge campus.
It's huge. This was a giant campus
Yeah.
at one time, and this was really, they developed a lot of different things at this particular part of TI.
Well, I mean, I studied civil engineering, and so I had Texas Instruments calculators and
I did
other
TI 35 or
Yeah,
TI
there you go.
55. Yep.
TI 35. Yeah. So, but yeah. So this is basically the former headquarters. Are they
Well, it
still
isn't
here?
the headquarters. The headquarters is actually closer to Dallas,
Okay.
but this was where a lot of work got done that wasn't done at the headquarters. So this is where they put the computer people and
Okay.
some of the people that were working with the construction of semiconductors.
Yeah.
And then the machines that made those, and then just
Yeah.
not just the chips themselves, but the way the chips work.
Got it.
That took place here.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not just here. It's like it goes
It's-
back that way as
Yep.
well. So, yeah, massive. And of course, like as technology improves, you don't need such a large I guess, area. and
Right,
office
manufacturing
space,
and the office space.
Yeah.
And, yep.
So things kind of get reduced and improve overall.
And I mean, that's kind of the amazing thing is they reduced, people found a way to backfill it
Yeah.
with their needs
Yeah.
towards the airport. The airport's right over there.
Okay.
And everything to the right and a little bit to the left is just warehouses one after another. 300,000 plus feet.
Wow.
I did. In fact, that was when I left Seraphim, that was the company that I was at. We'd been doing multifamily and our CEO retired. The new guy they brought in was an industrial guy.
Okay.
So then I started working on some industrial with them, and I'd done just, again, coming out of the bank crisis here, I worked on everything.
Yeah.
But I had probably 1 million square feet in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah.
And then another 800,000, that's 2 warehouses in St. Louis.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing about industrial. You'll know the name, like even DHL. It's like, well, what is, they're a large international FedEx type, but they do so many different things.
Yeah. So yeah, we're only like maybe 5 minutes away from the
at
property.
least, yeah, we're less than a mile from the property.
Perfect. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for coming and meeting us and all the
Yeah, thank you.
information.
Yeah.
Looking forward to taking this down and
Same here.
executing and
Yep.
delivering.
Yep. Same
Awesome,
here.
man. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.